Okay, people, welcome. It's your boy, Old Man Logan, and this is Hot Take Wrestling. All right. This is our week back. We took last week off. Last week we had a lot of festivities going on in the world of wrestling as well as outside of the world of wrestling. You know, you had the NBA All Star Game and All Star Weekend. We had a couple of pay-per-views, all that good stuff. So we're gonna jump right into it, do a little recap on that end. KG gonna give us a recap. But before, you know what I'm saying, bro, talk. Y'all see us, we doing this. We haven't done this in a while. So we're going to try to do our best KO and Jericho rendition on this joint. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and get my man's intro ready. And don't say nothing, KG. Want to hear his tone about it? Like to hear it, here goes.
It's the ginger whiskey assassin, the other KG. Hashtag, y'all gotta chill.
KG, talk to the people.
We at Hot Take Wrestling would just like to say we want your souls.
Your soul is mine. Rock is Rock trying to take over Mortal Kombat franchise? Like, is he trying to get some bets?
No idea. I thought it was a joke until I saw like a highlight reel on Instagram. I had caught the first half of SmackDown, and then I had to hit the record button and watched it back. So I did see that part, and I just like, wait, what?
Like you could tell, like the audience was like, huh? Like
what was this supposed to be? Like Cody Rhodes, it's like even
Cody even looked a little confused. It was like what are you doing, Rock? Like you going off the script, brother? Like what's going on?
I don't even know where they go with that. This is what I'm behaving.
But yeah, so I mean, do I need to do my intro? I like it, so I'll go ahead and go for it.
It's Big Oos, Old Man Logan, acknowledging.
As I drink some of my soda that I'm sure somebody spit in, I want to say that I hate you, and I hate you, and I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. But people, welcome. I'm just playing. Welcome to Hot Take Wrestling. As always, we definitely appreciate anybody and everybody that checks us out, whether you watch the entire thing, whether you watch 5 minutes, whether you watch 5 seconds. Thank y'all for at least saying, yo, what the hell is those dudes talking about? And checking out Hot Take Wrestling. So just want to give our appreciation. And man, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We do have the Wiseman. He will be joining us shortly. But right now it's the KO and Jericho show. So KG gonna give us the weekly recap. So let's get right into it.
And now your week in review.
Yes, so since we've been gone, you know, I'm not gonna hit that high note, you know, that song and everything. But AEW Grand Slam was about almost a couple weeks ago. I thought they did that pretty well, pretty nice organized event as far as the timing of where they put those places of the matches on the card. It's made sense they started off with that tag title match because I should have figured Tony Storm and Mariah May were going to close the show, which is actually cool because I don't know too often how many of their big events where the women have opportunities to close those shows, but I thought Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega definitely stole the show, and I like how they just separated it between the matches, you know, because obviously nobody expected Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron to like, you know, blow your mind. It still was a solid match, especially for someone who doesn't have a whole lot of in-ring experience, especially in big-time matches, because, you know, they were just kind of using her in that jobber role / enhancement talent type thing. So I thought she actually had a good showing, even though Mercedes retained the championship. For sure, that street fight was solid, and I've seen better ones, but at the same time, it was more so to advance the storyline for Copeland going after Mox's world championship, and then Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews. Sorry, I'm still doing that occasionally. But
Maybe
he
he'll
had a
be
good.
Buddy Murphy down the line
Yeah, you
again.
never
We'll see.
know. Misses his at home, and you never know if he's gonna find. I think the grass is greener. But him and Kazuchika Okada had a solid match, and like I said, thought that was actually made sense the way they had Tony Storm and Mariah May in that match with her. You don't see too many championships changing hands on roll-ups. I mean, obviously one of the more famous ones was 30 plus years ago, British Bulldog and Bret Hart. Where a championship changed hands on just a simple roll-up. So I thought that was good, and obviously it sets up for a rematch at Revolution and not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So AEW Revolution. They announced a Swerve and Ricochet. They announced that they're going to have a match at Revolution for their rematch. So I think the winner gets a future title shot, which I thought is a good idea because obviously, this is as high as up as Ricochet has been. So, it's just crazy to have him turn him heels. What did it, I guess? The fans just completely not accepting him or wrong. I think it was just some of the interviews he was giving off. Maybe that was by design. Maybe they figured he has a better niche being that arrogant, annoying heel / still be able to put on a great performance type role they have him at right now because I don't think he ever got that high up on WWE's card where he even had an opportunity for a number one contendership. If he did, it was probably a multi-man match, maybe like a Money in the Bank, obviously. So in a sense, that is an all contendership. So I should rephrase. I don't know if he ever had a one-on-one for because you might as well say you're the number one contender if you win Money in the Bank. Or the future number one contender at some point. That being said, too, that Orange Cassidy and Konosuke Kateshka, sometimes it's wild trying to. I thought they had a great match tonight, actually, to close out Dynamite for the AEW International Championship. So now Takeshita and Omega are going to face off for that championship at AEW Revolution. Really looking forward to Ospreay Fletcher 3 because I think both of their first two matches were show stealers. So everything's coming full circle with them going back to their days in Aussie Open in New Japan and other promotions as well. And then, like I said, announced Mariah May and Tony Storm in their trilogy. We'll see that down the line who wins that. I'd be surprised if they put it back on Mariah, though. I just think, too, we're going to get some NXT flashbacks. Collision, FTR is going to face O'Reilly and Strong, so that should be actually a pretty good match if we get a chance to. Yeah, because, obviously they had chemistry in those days in NXT as well. As well as I thought they have Edge or do that again. Copeland taking out members of the Death Riders with concertos. And it looked like he was going to go for Marina tonight, but then Nightingale came out. So I forgot they had some angle where she's been attacking her backstage. So I'm like, that definitely set up because, even though we know everything's scripted, I think we're beyond the days of that where women are getting these chair shots from men. So
right.
I don't think AEW wanted that smoke. Street Profits might want. I'm just we'll get into them later. They went on a tangent, and I'm glad they actually are doing that with them too because, ironically, it's the other team that turned that we were saying they need to turn between them two, and maybe the Profits don't need to turn. Maybe they just need to be more aggressive, and not just have a rhyme or reason and just cut out all the dance. And so we'll see if they'll revamp their theme or anything. I mean, maybe they didn't even necessarily need to turn. With the way they're presenting them right now. Yeah. Where they just are attacking without rhyme or reason.
Yeah, I definitely like this edge that they have on them now. I kind of have wanted since I saw the Street Profits just kind of get in this like Harlem Heat bag where they just kind of like very aggressive and just in your nose, in your face type of action when they in the ring where it's just kind of like hard hitting and it's just kind of like we here so to see them and where they're going now and the promos that they're doing and cutting these vignettes, I'm just kind of I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Absolutely. And the thing was too is like that fit a niche at the time the way they had them debut and how they were presented, but I think sometimes it just needs to be a reinvention. That's why I think it's coming out so well with New Day right now. And they haven't really had to try that much where the fans easily turned on him. I think that was because, even though we knew a script, I think fans got in their feels because Big E's obviously a very likable character. Well, all three of them were at one point when they were the baby faces, but they definitely caught everybody off guard, and the way they just went at Big E's situations, just
the girlfriend,
about that, yeah, and everything. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was presented well. To give Megan Bain the Wrestler of the Week for the women, by the way, because I know she's recently, I'm not sure she's officially signed AEW, but I thought her and Chris Statlander had a hell of a match last week. I thought that was probably one of the better TV matches, at least on American TV. I'm love to spend more time trying to get into New Japan and other things. It's just, sometimes time constraints, but just two powerhouses going at it. I thought Dynamite was pretty well, and I thought they protected Stat because they had Penelope Ford interfere at the end of that match. And then Seth Rollins, can't really say anything bad about him necessarily. I've carried the company for the last 5 to 10 years, obviously. So I got to give him that nod after he defeated Finn Balor to qualify for Elimination Chamber. So that's obviously set up. We'll get into that a little bit later in terms of predictions or anything we're looking forward to besides Shao Kahn. Rock still in souls for people.
Hey, just to touch on that briefly, like as it was taking place, I'll be honest, I didn't know where that promo was going. Like,
I had no idea.
It didn't really. It's like Rock is blurring that line of like celebrity heel. Like he's cooking. It's like, okay, he does something nice. Like he went and picked up the phone for the fan. Their phone had failed. You know what I'm saying? So he went and picked it up, went back in there. He did his normal, face thing when he came out there. His face routine came, saluted the people, and then he goes into that, and it's kind of like, okay, this is different, but I think it caught everybody off guard. And then you have him just in full babyface mode. He announces where next year's WrestleMania is going to take place, which is they're going to be back in New Orleans at Silver Dome. I said it right? I don't want to make sure. I don't want to make no HH mess ups.
No, that was he was the one that called it the Silver Dome. Silver Dome was Detroit's initial stadium. That's where the whole joke came from. The Superdome.
Okay. The Superdome. See, yeah. I did. I was trying to avoid it and still did. It was that's on me. That's on me. Y'all didn't. But so you have him in face mode the whole time, and then Cody comes out there and Mama Rose and Mama Rock, and in that promo, I really didn't know where he was going, and then he said, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this, and he points here and I want your soul, and I was like, all right, this is different. We haven't heard nobody talk like that since Undertaker's been gone. So, me being somebody who's looking forward to the turn, the Cody turn, I like that they're teasing it. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen at this moment. I do think, depending on who wins the Elimination Chamber and who Cody faces, that Cody will turn when he loses that title. I think that's when the turn takes place. But, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. We're going to definitely talk about the Elimination Chamber. But I did have something else I wanted to discuss. I forgot to bring it up last week. So I got it here. It's off the cuff. I do them on the Boulevard Ave podcast as well. But I did an off the cuff for wrestling. And this one, it said, what if Solo won the match versus Roman Reigns and became officially the new tribal chief of the bloodline and went on and maybe got a U.S. title run on SmackDown? What do you think the probability was of that, and how do you think that would have looked had we saw Solo continue to hold on to the Ulafala and become the new tribal chief?
Now, I actually thought that was going to be the plan for WrestleMania. I thought they were going to keep it on LA Knight a little bit longer. I always felt Roman was going to get the Ulafala back. It just made sense because I think Solo had hit his height with that run with the Ulafala, just from a standpoint that maybe they did that too soon with him going after Cody's championship, but they also kind of had to do it then because we needed the OG bloodline versus the new bloodline. So I'm kind of contradicting myself, but I thought they could have just kept him in power to a degree, but I guess, yeah, it was a little weird they went with Shinsuke because, Solo still has not technically won a singles championship. Because didn't they strip him of the NXT North American Championship? So was he officially recognized as a champion, or how did that work? I forgot how that angle ended.
So he won it in NXT. He came over to SmackDown officially before he won. I can't remember who he beat for the North American Championship, but he had got drafted to SmackDown, but they were still utilizing him on NXT. Had the match down there in NXT for the North American Championship, wins it, but I think that following week they had Shawn Michaels come on SmackDown and tell him, "Hey, look, because you're now a SmackDown star, we have to have to relinquish the NXT North American Championship."
Got you. Or they could have did the Freebird rule with the Bloodline, because I thought that was premature, taking the tag titles off them, where you could have had Solo and Jacob, could have all them using defending those championships a little bit, because it would have gave them another place, like not a placeholder, but it gave them another storyline to go forward. Not that the tag team title division is weak or uninteresting right now, is just now what do you do with these guys? Because it's looking like we might get Solo and Jacob at WrestleMania, the way they tease them.
Yeah. I honestly, and that's one of those matches I have been calling for. I totally think that's going to be the matchup. Night one. It's gonna be Solo's first solo match at Mania, and it kind of sucks, but I do think it's gonna end up going in Jacob's favor, only because they've kind of gave Jacob a taste of being dominant in the last couple of appearances he's had. He had the dominant, appearance against Braun Strowman, and on a Saturday Night Main Event where it was kind of like a no contest. He kept attacking him,
right.
And Royal Rumble happened. He was showing a lot of dominance until he got eliminated. And then fast forward, he's been dropping these promos, and he's been just straight killing these promos. So it's just kind of like, all right, where do we go from here? It's like, who's the more viable guy? Or, not to say Solo isn't ready for it. It's just, if I'm being honest, when Jacob's on the screen, I'm focused on Jacob. He just commands the attention a little bit more. But I've noticed all of them, and I don't know if they've been just practicing this all together or not, but even Jimmy was coming in to the ring, and I noticed during his entrance to the ring, from the backstage to the ring, he had gotten better with his promo. So I was just kind of like, yo, these guys are really taking it up a notch with their promo work when it comes to just the mic skills. And it's looking bright. It's looking very bright for their family. But I think night one, yeah, that'll probably be where they go. But now that leads me to what would they do with Jimmy if that ends up being the night one match?
See, that's a good question. I know too that I've noticed that Jacob Fatu is actually vibing with the Fatu chants. So I'm like, I don't know if that's by design, because obviously, if they're slowly trying to turn him, I don't know, because normally they don't really, unless it's in their hometown. But even then, sometimes they'll try to do heelish things to get the fans to boo them. But you could definitely tell he's nodding the head when he hits the Fatu chants, and now it's it's kind of hard for him not to get over the way he's being presented. Where it's he just, especially with somebody being 6'2", pushing 300 pounds, doing the athletic moves that he's doing.
Right.
It's kind of hard not to cheer for him. To answer your question with Jimmy, I'm confused sometimes about the 50-50 booking with professional wrestling at times, because Drew McIntyre already has a spot in the chamber, and then he loses clean to Jim Uso. Yeah, it was a fluke loss, but I mean, there was no hands on the tight or holding the ropes or anything like that. So I mean, to answer your question, maybe probably be a multi-man match for U.S. Championship, because Jimmy has yet to win that singles championship. And they're definitely, like I said, keeping him relevant. He gets the backstage promo treatment on the walk to the ring. They definitely have that picture over there clouded too, because not just LA Knight has a case to be made. Obviously, his rematch bloodline cost him. But then, like I said, what we gonna do with Jimmy Uso? Carmelo's probably gonna be around that picture. They look like they're trying to put him in a tag team with Miz. I think the tag team scene is a little too crowded to add another one right now, with only being one. With the championships, with the two sets of championships type thing. So,
yeah.
Because you already got those Garza, pretty deadly machine guns, Street Profits, and the Champions DIY. So it's just like, I don't think you'll see another team added. It is good that they're trying to make that storyline advance, but yeah, I think it's going to be some multi-man match for the U.S. Championship. Probably Jimmy Uso, Carmelo, LA Knight, Shinsuke, I think. And I don't think you want to overcrowd it too. But if it's a ladder match, I think you could afford to add one or two more people to that.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to go kind of crazy with it. And this, might even see Drew thrown in there, because that's the one championship keeping him from being a Grand Slam champion. I don't think you ever touched the U.S. championship, and even though everybody and their mama becoming a Grand Slam champion nowadays, that is the one thing that's missing from his resume to be a Grand Slam champion. It's a U.S. championship, so you definitely see that as well.
Okay.
Because you won the tag titles several times, once with Cody, ironically. I think Ziggler too. He's U.S. champion IC champion when he was the chosen one, doing that gimmick, and then obviously he's been the former WWE champion three-time world champion. So.
And then I don't know if they have a new name where they've touched everything, because then he touched the NXT championship too when he was down there.
He did.
So he got that one as well. And then so like you said, that would be the last piece. So that will be interesting to see him added to that mixture. And then you got Andrade, like you said. You got the title picture too, though. It's like, okay, where do you go from there? Do you put LA Knight back? Do you inject him back into the title picture in some kind of form or fashion after this feud with Shinsuke is over? Or
that's a question. So maybe, like I said, and then you got to wonder what they do with Damian Priest as well. So it's one of those things where, what would that give us? If I said what? LA Knight, obviously Shinsuke, Melo is 3. You mentioned Andrade, Drew, Jimmy. You do up the 7-way ladder match. I don't think that's too crowded. 6 or 7, because Priest is a former U.S. champion. Like I said, you want to keep him. And everybody don't have to be competing for a championship, obviously. You could just do straight away Drew and Priest in the match, for example. So it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to all be. I just hope some of these people don't end up in a battle royal that's on SmackDown and don't get on the card, because the talent pool is deep. So
I was just gonna say, all of these talents that we're mentioning right now, they're all like main guys right now that's being utilized in some form of fashion, or have been utilized in some form of fashion in a major way over the past year. So seeing them in a battle royal would be like a disservice, to them in that kind of capacity. But if I could totally see a scenario where you get a Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, maybe at WrestleMania, just as a match, just a feud, you know what I mean? Not necessarily for a title or anything. Out of that bag of names we just mentioned, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm trying to think, is there anybody else really outside of them I could see with an outside match for around night 1, and that's. So I think we are pointing all signs toward possibly like a ladder match of some sort for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we also have seen, and it sucks, but we've seen, Ambrose go from, this year's was obviously different creative structure at the time, but we've seen him go from WWE champion or feuding for the WWE championship to 3 months later being on the pre-show.
Right.
For WrestleMania 33. So it's like one of those things where, but I think the direction is a little bit better right now. I think we got new tag team champions on women's division. I wasn't surprised that they took it off Bianca and Naomi, because, while I don't know, it was the last time that happened for WrestleMania where a tag team champion was also competing for a singles championship. Maybe when because was Shawn Michaels and John Cena still the tag champions when they faced the WrestleMania 23?
No, I believe maybe that week leading up to it. Didn't they lose to the what was the cheerleader team name? I can't think of the damn name of the team.
Spirit Squad.
Spirit Squad. Yeah, didn't they lose them to the Spirit
I
Squad?
thought they had no, because when DX was shooting with the McMahons, they sent them back. It was a joke, running joke. They sent them back to Ohio Valley. They shipped them off or in a crate.
Okay.
It could have been Miz and Morrison, maybe.
Maybe it was
No,
some.
but
I can't
I think
remember
they were
what
on ECW. Yeah, we have to fact check, but yeah, they might have lost them back like
who they lost it to. Yeah, but they definitely lost it. I want to say they lost it prior
didn't they?
to like the
I want
lead
to say
up
they.
to WrestleMania.
I want to say they beat Rated RKO, right? Let me double check real quick. We'll get back to it. But the point I was making is I'm thinking Bianca gets. I'm thinking she wins the chamber. Like I said, we'll talk about this in a little bit. But if if they were going to have her potentially to face Rhea at WrestleMania, I don't think you need her walking in with a tag championship either. Because then she's going to be pulling double duty too. Because you got the tag titles defended.
Yeah, this is true. But see here, this is my thing with that though. I'm not 100% sure Bianca's clean in the whole Jade Cargill, attack. I saw somebody on Instagram. They made a post, and the post was like Sean revealing that Hunter had attacked him, and he was like, "You're damn right, it was me." You know what I mean? He did his whole Triple H thing and led up to them having a feud. And I was just kind of like, I said that makes a lot of sense here if they're going to commit to turning Bianca heel as well, since Tez and the Street Profits, Dawkins, are basically kind of being used in a they haven't went full on heel just yet, but they're kind of being used in a heel fashion. So it just got me to thinking, and I was kind of like, I don't know necessarily if we get to that point just yet with Bianca and Rhea. I mean, we know they could put on the clinic, but it's just the fact of, okay, is Jade ready? The first thing to actually, have this, WrestleMania match against Bianca, and right. Bianca would be a great dance partner. Bianca's at a point now in her career where she could definitely lead the match and make sure the match, hits the notes that it needs to hit for it to be a good match, for it to be a great feud overall. But that was just, I'm just like, I'm not 100% sure this is gonna lead to a revealing that, okay, Rails actually live in Raquel. Like, I'm leaning on maybe seeing if it was Bianca or maybe somebody else. I'm open to it being somebody else too, but I think the more entertaining and interesting part would probably see Bianca turning heel here, and that leading to that WrestleMania match.
Yeah, not that she's due for a turn, but it's also along the lines of, I don't think there's much else they could do with her as a babyface right now, especially at WrestleMania too, because it's one of those things where it's like, if you debut switching sports and you have a multi-homer game in your first professional baseball game, or you throw a no-hitter, and I say that because it's like, where do you go from there? Because her first ever WrestleMania match, Bianca's in the main event, and she won the championship. Her second one, she knocked off 2 of the 4 horsewomen at WrestleMania, because that was her second match at WrestleMania against Becky Lynch. Arguably match of the night between her and Becky, and Seth and Cody. Take your pick between those 2 matches. And then she retained against Asuka. I mean, granted, they booked Asuka like trash, but still, she's won every title match she's had at WrestleMania. So, and I just fact checked, Cena and HBK dropped the titles the day after WrestleMania 23, and the Battle Royal, the Hardy Boys won.
Oh, okay. So you were right then. They did go into WrestleMania champions.
Yeah, that's weird. That's even weirder that they had the champions face each other, let alone a tag team champion going after the world title. But in the main event too, because they closed the show.
Yeah, you got to love Vince, man. That's that Vince. Vince in full effect. his two boys. Yeah, I'm gonna put my guys. I know they're tag team champs, but
He
yeah.
was too busy getting his head shaved that night. Rest in peace, Umaga.
Right. And shout out to some of my boys outside of like Hot Take that have been like paying attention to wrestling a lot more. My guy Phil, my guy Brandon from Boulevard Ave. They've been watching West Side Guns Fourth Rope Wrestling, his indie promo, and they've been asking me a lot of questions. And they brought up Zilla Fatu, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, that's Umaga's son. I'm like, do y'all, a lot of people that not necessarily paid attention to it as much as like we do as fans, they still kind of remember the Umagas. They still kind of remember the Bobby Lashleys because they may have stopped watching around that time period of it. The John Cena's. So it's one of those things where they're like, oh, really? Dope. That's dope. That's Umaga's son. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that whole family. I'm like, they're all like related. Like they're all cousins. You know what I mean? So
yeah, the blood on the real thing.
Yeah, it's like a legit thing. Like, I often wonder, I'm like, do people really remember Rosie? Like, Rosie and Roman look so much alike, it's scary. Like, Roman just looks like a skinny version of Rosie. Like, people don't know that was his brother, but you know what I mean? It's just fascinating, sometimes. And that's why it's like, I often wonder, I'm like, yo, I think wrestling is possibly bigger now. I know the Attitude Era was like, looked at as the biggest era in wrestling.
Like the golden era type thing for us.
Yeah.
For people our age, too.
I think current day, man, wrestling is probably as big as it's ever been, and it's as popular as it's ever been.
Yeah, well, because I didn't know that Jacob Fatu's dad is a Tonga kid. Did not know that.
I didn't know. You just told me. You just put me on
that. That's Rikishi's twin brother.
Wow.
So yeah, so Jacob is their first cousin, the Usos, and Solo.
Okay. All right, people. Well, the wise man has arrived. Let me go ahead and get him in here right quick. Pause. Wise man. Before you say anything, brother, let me get your intro going.
And now, your wise man, No Chill with Phil. Hashtag MM99.
All right, ladies and talk to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil Meyer Sr., aka Can't Knock It, the Great One, No Chill with Phil, the voice of violence, the practicing polygamist, Eminem, the minister of madness and mayhem, the two-time child support slayer in the greater state of Illinois, Captain Medium Meat, Deacon, I'm down. What's happening, y'all? What's going on? I want to apologize for being late, man, dude. Dealing with a sick 3-year-old, and this rain put me out. So I'm so sorry for my tardiness, y'all. My bad. What have I missed so far?
He was just talking about how Ricochet better be careful because you don't know what happened to Trevor at Fresh Prince. Best stop messing with Swerve.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm not sure what they're doing with Ricochet right now. It's better than what they were doing.
Oh, it's 100% better. He was basically catching flack from everybody. And I think they just kind of had to pull that trigger and turn him heel, man. I mean, I was talking to Logan. I said, well, maybe that was by design. Some of the stuff he was saying, because he was talking crazy. Talking about wouldn't be no AEW.
Ricochet said that?
Yeah, in an interview like about a month or two ago. Probably closer to 2 because he had that match with Swerve on Dynamite about a month ago. And then he also, that time he quoted himself saying he was Kobe Bryant with it.
Classic line, like, yeah. He had to know he was trolling himself when he said that.
Hey, man, he commented on one of our posts, though. We got to show some love to Trevor.
Right. Shout out to Ricochet. He did definitely comment. It's Hot Take though, man. It's the home of the brave. It's home of the Braveheart. So they have to acknowledge us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a very bold claim. Him talking about he's the Kobe Bryant. I don't know. Right now, Ricochet, with what he's doing, cool. Okay, now, we'll see how long it lasts.
Facts.
I think it's, to me, and I already know KG is going to make a face at me. I think what he's doing now is going to fizzle out just as quick as the Wyatt Six.
I can't say nothing bad about them. I mean, it's nothing bad about that take because I don't know what's going on with that. But go ahead and finish though.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like some of the shit now, it's like, oh, okay, sure, all right,
No.
like, like whatever, just okay.
Now they're teasing about bringing it back though, because you saw that with Alexa Bliss the last time they showed her, you could see the screen changing. So, yeah.
I mean, sure, it's gonna take a lot of work to revitalize that. If they do, I mean,
it's similar to what they're doing with the Death Rider on AEW. I have no rhyme or reason why the stable is together. Like this makes zero sense. They don't come out with the championships when they come out. None of them do. Apparently, John Mox got Roderick Strong, Marina Shafir. I was just called a Roderick Strong. Why not to disrespect her like that? But I think that's random. You're not doing nothing with your husband. You're carrying around a briefcase that's supposed to have a championship inside of it. And then Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler never wear the trios championships to the ring. Like, so why did they all have the titles on them? I mean, nobody takes. Moxley makes a little sense with his angle, so y'all don't deserve to see this championship. I own it type thing, but the three of them, they never address why they don't show up at the trios championships. How y'all defending championships without them physically being
right?
Could you imagine a boxer or a UFC fighter just showing up, they're the champion without? Oh, where your title at? You couldn't clear through customs.
They need a mouthpiece, like they need a manager, like to like that's why I like the Don Callis thing. Like I like when he's there with his championship, like he holds that stuff, like he brings it there. Like even in this kind of scenario that you explaining, where they're like, oh, you don't deserve to see it, and you could have had Callis right there. Where it's like, well, you don't deserve to see it, but I'm holding it for him. I'm gonna just to have it present. Like at the end of the day, you still need to you're still trying to create a fan base here. Like you need to see the championship.
How can you even know what it looks like?
Replicas and toy belts, and it's not being shown. Like it just defeats the purpose.
Right, especially what if one is a new viewer to this programming.
Like he a champion, but what a belt at?
Exactly.
Like this is not helping shop AEWmerch.com. Speaking of what, back into what Logan was saying.
But that when that happens in the video game, right? Like you got a title and they just for whatever reason you're doing your entrance and they don't have your title on you at that moment, but they're saying you're champion. It's like, yo, where's my title at? Like what's going on? Like
where's my belt?
Like, that's right. That's why that irritates me playing the game when that happens. So it's just like,
don't call me the champ and I ain't got no belt. Right, fuck you. A lot of what they're doing in AEW right now makes no sense to me. It hasn't for a very long time. That's why I don't really give it much of I don't give it much thought. I don't have much to say about it because the truth of it is, it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all are just doing shit.
Facts. I know. Go ahead.
It's bland. It's unsweetened tea.
You just say it's unsweetened tea, asparagus, and
it's like it's unsweetened tea, bro. Like
it's bland chicken.
Not even bland, bro. I can't even say bland chicken because chicken itself has a flavor to it.
Is it that chicken? Is it the chicken breast that's too tough to really like?
No, bro, it's just legit. It's legit unsweetened tea. It's just tea. It's just brown fucking water. Like, to me, that's what AEW is right now.
And low calorie
unsweetened tea.
And low calorie apple pie.
Ugh.
They don't use no pink. They don't use
organic low calorie apple pie. Like,
they don't even use Pink Lady. They use the Red Delicious joints that we used to get in the cafeteria.
The ones with the worm with the insect bites in it. Yeah, nah, I'm cool.
But one thing we were just discussing too, we didn't actually get into. Somebody I was put in the comment section, they was like, "Man, they better not waste CM Punk's first WrestleMania match back on Logan Paul."
Hey, dude, yeah, no. I hope I really hope that they're just fucking with us with that. Like him leaving and taking his ball home this time, I would be like, hey, you know what? I don't blame you this time, Phil. Like I don't.
Wait, what happened?
So if you look at the last few weeks on Raw, they've also like that Logan Paul's winner. They're basically teasing an angle with him and Punk, and even going back to the Rumble because he's the one that eliminated Punk. And then they had an interaction on Raw 2 or 3 weeks ago before Logan Paul had his match against Rey Mysterio. And they had a confrontation. Then 2 days ago, they had another confrontation. They opened the show with the two of them. He ended up slapping CM Punk, and basically he just told him he's a nobody in this sport. He's like, you don't be around long enough, people know who you are.
Yeah.
So
how do y'all feel about Logan Paul?
I feel like
you know me, man. Go ahead, KG. My bad.
No, you can go. You started first.
I was gonna say, much like how we said about Ricochet and him interacting with some of our content, Logan Paul, I've told y'all on a couple of occasions, has interacted with some of our content. So I'm definitely thankful for that. I do think some of his promo, I mean, he gets a reaction, right? Like I think the people just generally like they really hate him. I don't think it's like the Dom effect where it's just kind of like, oh, you're a heel, so we're just gonna every time you hear, we're just gonna do this and have fun with it. Like, no, I think they really just hate Logan Paul. You know, I think that's really what's going on with him. Do I think he's talented? Absolutely. You know, for somebody who's coming to the industry, seemingly just out of the blue, he's an athlete. So, training isn't, something new to him. But for him to come get acclimated to the sport and be in spaces where he's been with guys that have been in the game forever and actually have decent matches with him and decent appearances, it's like, okay, he's not bad. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I definitely don't really care for him on promo too long. It's like when they put him with Miz when he first got there, right? Like, I kind of felt like, okay, they got Miz there to kind of school him through this and kind of give him a little game on the promo side and, just kind of being a heel that gets that kind of reaction out of the people. But they kind of split him. I don't know if they're still doing it backstage or not with him and Miz kind of coaching, but he runs over a little longer than needed. And that's why I say you kind of get the reaction you get from the fans because they're like, all right, we over this. Because even with CM Punk being there, going back and forth with him on the mic, it's just kind of like, is Logan gonna say something that's gonna really piss Phil, CM Punk off? And then it's just kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? That's not good for anybody. Like Phil and already, damn, I keep calling him Phil. I'm sorry, CM Punk. CM Punk is already, traded, shots with Seth Rollins during their match. You see where they got their licks in, So it's like, okay, you don't want that spilling over into something else here potentially. So I hope that's not where they're going. I do think CM Punk will be in that main event somewhere, some kind of way. Even if it ends up kind of being a triple threat. We haven't done the predictions yet, but I do think we may be in that conversation as far as who wins the EC chamber.
Now, to answer your question, Phil, Logan Paul, just to piggyback off what Logan was saying, he's done a great job in the spots he's been presented in. I have not. I mean, I wouldn't say he's had any classics. The closest I would say would probably be the match versus Seth at WrestleMania 39 in terms of a singles match that I would go back and watch. That actually had a pretty good match at SummerSlam. I only say actually just because I didn't know how they were going to do with the time constraints and everything, so I thought maybe they were going to try to hurry up, just give the night his moment. But yeah, they had a pretty good match. Character-wise, it could be a little better. Also, there's something he did years ago. He went to Japan years ago and was intentionally disrespecting their culture to a degree or something like that. So a decent amount of wrestlers had beef with him, including Kenny Omega. I know that was a thing before he got actually into the wrestling industry. So I don't know who else kind of had a beef with him too. But you can go back and look that up, or if the fans can be watching this and listening to this right now too, to get the actual details. Because I don't give any misinformation. I just remember that was a big thing. I don't know if that's carried over to the dislike for him right now, but I think he'll be obviously somewhere of importance on the card. They might do some multi-man match because you already see they kind of injected AJ into the Intercontinental Championship picture. So maybe him and Braun Breaker try to get some moment where you go viral with a spear or something. You probably get speared out of the air by Braun Breaker.
Right.
Or something like that. I don't think that's the direction they'll go though with Punk. They could just be teasing it just because they need some type of filler to have some type of animosity going into the chamber because you don't want to keep going back to the thing with him and Seth, especially if that might be the plan too. Because that rumor was thrown out that him, Seth, and Roman were going to be a triple threat at Mania. I definitely think Roman's going to show up and spear Seth through the pod somehow, some way, because people could get into the chamber. You saw AJ last year; they said he was petty. They said he flew all the way to Australia to attack LA Knight. So, that happens all the time. People get inside that chamber and interfere. Shawn Michaels did it years ago. I think he super kicked Undertaker, and he wasn't in the match. So,
that's actually a good point as far as that possible triple threat match between the three of those guys, because you think about it. The war of words that Roman Reigns and CM Punk was having a couple of years ago, during like the start of the whole Tribal Chief run. Then fast forward, you see the reaction that Seth Rollins had when CM Punk came out at Survivor Series. And it's just been bad blood between them, it seems, ever since. And then fast forward to how the Royal Rumble went. And a case, I could definitely see that kind of being a main event-esque match, maybe even possibly being on night 2 between the three of them. Like Roman gets in there, tries to spear Seth, and inadvertently spears
Punk. Yeah,
Punk.
I see that.
You know what I'm saying? Costing Punk the match, and that maybe leads on to Cena possibly winning. But we'll see very shortly. I had a couple of other things I wanted to talk about as far as show wise.
Well, here, I didn't get my take on Logan Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Logan Paul, the athlete, I respect. Logan Paul, the wrestler, I'm on the fence about. To KG's point, yeah, like that shit that he did, that was in Japan, right? That shit that he pulled, like, bro, like, and I get the shock value. To Logan's point, yeah, Logan Paul is gonna invoke emotion. Whether you hate the guy, whether you like the guy, he's gonna invoke something. I appreciate him with taking the craft seriously. Y'all heard me say this before too many times that people came into the wrestling business that's celebrity-esque and they don't take the craft serious. I give him that appreciation, that level of respect, just like Bad Bunny. Like Bad Bunny, I think Bad Bunny surprised the shit out of a lot of people. Like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, you see this cat? Like, he took it serious. He did it right.
Same with Stephen Amell.
Yep. I can see Logan Paul trying to do something to get a reaction, and the social media part will come out. And honestly, that part ain't always a good fit in the WWE because he might step over the line. He might take it too far. Yeah, dude. Well, I hope they don't do no lame shit like Logan Paul and whatever. He does not need to be in world heavyweight title picture lineup. U.S. title, Intercontinental, sure. NXT, absolutely. World Heavyweight WWE? Absolutely not. No.
I actually wouldn't be mad at an NXT championship run. I think he would bring enough eyeballs. Not to say that the product is lacking any eyeballs. You know, a lot of people are tuning in to NXT. You know, a lot of people are very, very engaged and happy with that women's division down there. Like it's, you know, people are even saying that's the best version of the women's division they've ever had down there. You know, eclipsing the women's division that had the Four Horsemen down there. So Four Horsewomen, excuse me. So I definitely a case could be made. It could be made, excuse me, for him possibly being in NXT. I'm there with you, and I think KG even alluded to it when he said maybe an IC match where, you know, he takes a spot with Brian Breaker. You know what I mean? At WrestleMania.
Or you know what? You know, also trying to make a start, and because right now Logan Paul's he's young enough. His WrestleMania win-loss record on that. I could definitely see, if it's not a multi-man match, I could definitely see them placing Logan Paul to showcase a very new talent. I could definitely see Logan Paul and Penta at WrestleMania.
That's insulting to Penta.
Well, I mean, but it's, yeah, okay, in the grand scheme of things and who he is, yeah, no, I know. But right now, what are you also going to do other than that? Or it could be a multi-man match when they're both involved. I understand what you're saying in the grand scheme of things now, but right now they don't got nobody else with Penta anyway, because they're gonna build towards him being a star. Obviously, I get what you're saying, but I just think where else would you go with Penta right now for WrestleMania based on the current rosters, unless they do a cross-branded match. If they do a cross-branded match, you have limited possibilities, obviously. But if it's not cross-branded, as you look on Raw, I don't see any other heels where they want him to have a WrestleMania win, but they might. And maybe his WrestleMania win is winning the IC title. Maybe it'll be 2 multi-man matches on both nights, because me and Logan were talking about the U.S. Championship picture being very clouded right now. So maybe it's like a 4-way. Maybe it's Logan Paul, Penta, AJ, and Braun Breaker. So maybe it's not as a flat out.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Because you know, they're probably going to try to get as many talents in the card as possible, but also try to, you know, make their singles matches also feel special. That's why I get what you were saying to that point. I just was trying to think what placement they would have him with the rest of the heels right now on Raw. That's all. Because I know Penta's going to be on the card more than I can't see a situation where he's not.
Because here's the question I got for you guys, right? Let's say they don't go with the multi-man match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Who would you want to see a one-on-one right now with Brian Breaker? Outside of maybe AJ Styles, because AJ just came back. Like, for me, I think you kind of got to go multi-man match for both of the mid-card titles right now, just because you have such a deep talent pool right now within the mid-card division on both shows, on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, because Ludwig Kaiser's been killing it. He's probably the most underrated wrestler in the roster right now.
Yeah, Ludwig. Well, shout out to him. Shout out to him because he tapping Tiffany. I ain't know that.
Yeah, that's been his girl for a minute now.
Yeah, shout out to him. But
now you're understanding why she did that. No, nope. Taking the
Nope, go there. What was you gonna say?
Because you know he is German. And you remember that whole black bitch thing with Jade?
Wow, he took it there, and see, he wasn't.
He took it there.
Shame on you, Wise man. But
no, I'm here for the shits. I'm with all the bullshit.
I already know.
That's
but
funny.
even in that kind of a moment, right? That might be Ludwig's moment. You know what I mean? At Mania, like he participates in that match, and he ends up being the dark horse of the match, but he ends up winning it just because he's that good too. Like,
yeah,
you know.
I to answer your question, bro. There ain't nobody I would really be mad to see in the IC picture with Braun. Ain't nobody there's literally no one, because right now, and I have been known to make outrageous claims. Right now, this roster is white hot, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's no one, even with the conversation of Logan Paul, there's no one that I'd be like, man, that's bullshit. I think whoever they put in there against Brian, you gonna have a dope ass match. Be it AJ, be it Penta, be it Logan Paul, hell, be it a Dominic Mysterio, be it Finn, be it Pete Dunne or Butch. Hell, even if it was R-Truth, like, bro, whoever they put in the picture right now, it's gonna be a dope ass match because everyone is playing their part. Everyone is stepping their shit up. Everyone is raising the bar. It ain't like it's just like dead ass weight. Muzz is putting on a show. Who was the dude that Moose fought last night on NXT?
Alexis King.
Is that Brian Pillman's son?
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, hell, even if it was him and Braun Breaker, that would be a dope ass match. You know what I'm saying? The talent pool we have right now in WWE is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't do no bullshit like put Tozawa. That would piss me off. That would upset me thoroughly. But like, you look at people on the roster right now that's really doing shit. Yeah, bro. Everybody playing their part. Everybody.
But even with Tozawa, right? What if it's Cruiserweight Tozawa, right? That was actually having good matches before they started doing this comedy stick with him.
Who remembers that? Like, who remembers
nobody?
That?
Nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm forgetting? Speaking of, this is cool. I just know we called a hot take. I don't know his brother's contract situation. I forgot all about Ray Phoenix though. Penta's brother.
He's coming
at this point. He's
well,
coming.
I'm saying because they could
probably night after WrestleMania.
Because I was thinking since they're positioning, because that'd be a dope tag match since they're positioning American Made to go after the tag titles, or you get a triple threat with them, the War Raiders at Mania or something.
Because that's another guy. You put Chad Gable in the IC title match, like that's gonna be a low. You know, it's no wrong answer with certain people in these matches. You know, like we were talking
not
about.
Not at all.
The,
I would like
the IC card is the same thing. Like,
yeah,
you'd walk away from that match satisfied with whoever won.
Yeah, across the board, and that's IC, that's US, that's World Heavyweight, WWE, like all of it. I'm here for all of it. Like, everyone is doing an amazing fucking job of moving the needle forward. Everyone. Hell, even going back to Rumble, like, dude, y'all remember when Dominic ran up on Roman? Like, that shit was funny. And here's the thing, Dominic ain't bad. He ain't bad. We love to see him get his ass whooped, but he ain't bad. So even having like Dominic versus Braun, like that shit would be funny as hell. And him take the title, ooh, you know he gonna get the shit beat out of him the following night.
Yeah.
Brian gonna catch his ass in the hallway and spear the shit out of him. Like right now, bro, like everybody's on point.
Yeah.
The product has never been better. The product has never been more consistent. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know when we say better, public opinion, subject to whatever, but the consistency,
right?
The overall consistency of everything has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I agree.
I have to co-sign that for sure. And one thing I'll get into what's so crazy to me is outside of Bianca, right? Just you know, throwing this out there in the air. Outside of her winning the chamber, I'll be honest, this title match this Monday, this Io and Rhea match, it might be better than whoever Rhea faces at Mania. The quality of the match. Outside of Bianca. Because I'm saying, okay, we seen Liv and Rhea. I'm not saying they don't have ring chemistry. Obviously, they presented Alexa Bliss as a babyface. She no more than like she ain't winning. Not even just because she's winning as a babyface. Do you want to? We talk about the believability thing. Although they just gave Roxanne a great showing in the Rumble for sure. I don't see her winning. Yeah, they could put on a classic, but they want Rhea right now. They want somebody that's going to present a threat. That's why, like I said, we'll get into this later. I can't see nobody outside of Bianca winning the chamber match, but, we'll get into that later. Because not even just the quality of the match, but, like, they were both on a alternative cover 2K24 last year.
And you want to see it like some kind of payoff to that.
And it'll come full circle because Bianca wasn't quite ready yet when they were down in NXT when they had that match on TakeOver. Also, they got overshadowed because that TakeOver was insane. TakeOver Portland.
That was
when Keith Lee and Dijak had that match. Gargano, and Finn Balor, Ciampa, and Adam Cole. Hell, even that tag title match, it was Bruiserweights from what's it called was still not Bruiserweight, Broserweights when Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle faced Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, that whole just classics. But yeah.
That card was loaded, dude. That card was loaded.
Yeah.
Before we move on, Phil, did you have anything you wanted to add on that tag team match between Bianca and Naomi versus Liv and Raquel? We talked about Raw already, talked about SmackDown already. If there was anything from SmackDown, there we go, because you didn't get your 2 cents on that. The Brock and Cody promo. What was your thoughts on that? Yeah, you see his mind working on that one.
Yeah, you know what this made me think of? Whatever, like Roxanne in that video to Dustin, your brother's soul is mine.
It's that whole thing caught me off guard. Like, wait, what? Yeah, I don't know why. But right when Rock said it, right when I heard Rock say it, Riley from Boondocks automatically popped up in my head and was like, "Ugh, nigga, you gay."
That's fine.
Good promo. I don't get the good and evil thing because Rock was never that. If it was Undertaker, it will make a whole lot much more sense. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I literally, before you finish, said we haven't heard anybody say anything about taking a soul since Undertaker.
You just talking about how Cody looked confused by the end of that promo.
Yeah, like
you look like
if it was Taker, if it was Kane, I'm even willing to go as low as Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt-esque type character. That made sense. Okay, Rock, I get you're trying to bring back like the Authority in some type of way because you're the final boss, but that was a whack way of doing it. Like,
nah, it was.
That was weird. It was just fucking weird. Like, I want your soul. Like, bro, I wish a motherfucker would ask me for my soul and then wink at me. A dude? We gotta fucking fight, bro. Like, I wish the fuck you. I want your soul. Bro, what the fuck? Pause.
It was weirder than them. It was weirder than them. That promo when they both switched championships. Can I hold that?
Yeah,
I'll let you hold mine.
Only if I can hold yours. Like y'all motherfuckers doing too much androgynous bullshit. Like,
I don't understand none of the last 2 out of the last 3 exchange. No, yeah, 2 out of the last 3 because well, even the one between that on Netflix. Wasn't this just your cousin's mortal enemy? Now you talking about how great is he doing as champion with no buffer whatsoever about why you did a one completely 360 on this situation?
And why you want him as your champion as opposed to your cousin? Like,
That part. You know what else too? That's, I'm not gonna say weird, but doesn't really make sense. Is the angle and or story that they're trying to pull off? I'm lost with that.
I am too. I
Um,
guess we should try to let them cook, but it's looking like them looking like
yeah, like bro, I'm with you on that one.
looking like that pizza need to go back in the oven another 15 minutes.
Like okay, like what are you talking about? Here's the thing. Right now, but where Cody's at, Cody is not going to turn heel. He's not. It's not going to happen. I know everybody is ready for the Homelander Cody. He got the Homelander look. His outfit is very Homelander. But I wouldn't even say Homelander. I would say Virgil from Devil May Cry. Yeah, remember Virgil from Devil May Cry?
I gotta go back and look. I used to play that back in the day. I haven't played it in so long, so I had to go back and look.
Before Homelander, and even Homelander's his outfit is very much Virgil-esque.
Yeah.
He is too much of a politician. He is too busy shaking hands and kissing babies right now. He's too good for the company as a good guy. He's the new age John Cena. He is. You looking up Virgil from Devil May Cry right now, ain't you?
Yep.
He's right now. Cody is he always dresses like a politician. Have y'all noticed that? He looks very much like a politician. They're not gonna take that image right now. If what Rock was saying metaphorically, I can open up doors for you that have never been opened and blah 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 blah, he's already there. He's already there. He is the face of the company. And he's doing a damn good job. He's doing a hell of a job of being that John Cena-esque guy. He's the guy.
And his run lasted longer in terms of positive reaction because people only like John Cena when he was doing his Dr. Thugonomics gimmick. They kind of turned right around that summer when he got drafted to Raw. That's when they turned
Great point. Think about that, like legit, amazing point. The white meat babyface pause really only gets love for oh so long. Until they fizzled out and they just kind of tired of him, and then they gotta do something to make him relevant. He'll change. You know what I'm saying? Cody is still that guy. He's still that guy. We haven't seen something like this with as far as like a baby face since like a Daniel Bryan.
Very true.
You know, it's a lot of things going on right now that we legit have not seen since a Daniel Bryan. The Yes Movement, that's the new Yeet. The way that the lovable Daniel Bryan, that underdog story, he did it, he made it. Yo, that's Cody since he been back. And it has no signs of slowing down. And with Cody, that match Cody had with KO at what was that, Rumble?
No,
Yeah,
was it Rumble? Yeah.
The match that he just had with KO at Rumble showed like, yeah, I'm a good guy, but I will take it there. I will take it there. Hardcore, I will take it there. They not gonna mess that up, bro. Cause it's too many kids looking up to Cody right now. He's too much of a. He's too hot. He's too hot right now.
Right, and the thing is, to piggyback off that, what's the long-term planning for that? They don't have nobody else right now, because I guarantee you, okay, let's say, who else will be in line to be the next quote-unquote baby? Because Punk ain't going to be around probably more than 2 or 3 years. Because he's not like full-time right now. And Cody's there every week too. So who else is? If you gonna switch somebody over to the darks to being heels, or vice versa, you gotta have somebody else in place.
Mm-hmm.
Roman ain't getting in that spot right now, not no more. I mean, he wasn't in the face. They try to present him, but like okay, but still, he's done that, and he just was the face of the company as a heel for the last 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And do we really want to see Roman back as champ again?
Not right now.
Not yet.
Maybe not again, because I don't know how long he's gonna be. Not to put speculate on people's time frame, just mostly because of Hollywood falling more than likely. But yeah, who's in place? That's the only problem with it. I'm not saying I wouldn't be intrigued by a Cody heel turn, but where does that leave? Just speaking of Phil's
who's the successor? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily got to go in his spot, but let's say he turns. I don't think you're going to take him out of the title picture. You turn him. So, okay, who are you building up to take that away from him? Because I don't see anybody right now.
It's not.
The women have younger talents that could be the face of their division a lot more so than the men right now. The only other person they have right now, but he's not even right now, is Braun Breaker, who can step into that role maybe eventually. To being a top tier guy and either be as a face or a heel, but I don't think that's time for him right now. Not yet.
Shit. You see the way that motherfucker be chop, man? Shit, bro. Nope. Bro, do you see the way that motherfucker be sparing people, bro? Man, Braun Breaker is another one that has it. He'll be champ. He's gonna take it there.
Yeah.
And to your point, yeah, who's gonna fill that spot? Who's gonna fill that spot? There's no one there yet.
I was gonna say, y'all got me thinking. I can't think of anybody. Even on NXT, like I got guys I like down there. But
pause
on that. See, I caught it. I got wrestlers down there that I like. But I just in terms of that though, yeah, no, I can't think of anybody that's ready for that spot. This is something wrong with you. Oh man!
Shit!
Leave it alone, man. Let me do these little quick hits so we can. Let me do these little quick hits, Paul, so we can get to the EC Chamber predictions. Did y'all catch? NXT?
Hey, hold up, real quick. Can I say something real quick? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Whoa! Oh my god! I watched. I don't normally watch NXT, but I watched NXT yesterday. Talent pool down there, fucking amazing. This face up. Okay, I have to admit, Moose is not who I thought Moose was.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that the Moose that everyone was talking about was this guy.
Mm-hmm.
With Moose being from TNA, I didn't watch TNA at all. I stopped watching TNA long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Main Event Mafia days is when I was watching TNA.
So you checked out quite a bit, quite a while ago.
So it was another bald black guy that wore red trunks, red boots. I thought that was Moose.
I know who you're talking about. I cannot think of his name right now. Damn it!
Like I thought that was him. I thought it was a shorter guy. Then this dude Moose, and I'm like, who the fuck? Oh, this the Moose that everybody talking about. That's a big motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And that face off with him and Obafemi, like Oh shit.
Yeah,
These some big
yeah.
motherfuckers. I mean, like the in-ring work ability of these cats, and not even like I don't ever want to come across like I'm dogging somebody's promotion. TNA was TNA for a reason. TNA is still around for a reason. It just didn't fit my fancy after
Hmm.
a while. And I'm looking at like the Jordan Graces, the Moose. It's good to see I didn't even know the Hardy Boys was there.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know they were the TNA Tag Champs.
yeah.
Um, this partnership with TNA and WWE, I'm really liking it because it's bringing people into a spotlight to where other people may not know. And I want to say KG told me this shit before, but like TNA comes on like Access or something like that. I don't even
No,
know
that
what the
was me.
fuck that is.
I told you last week. Yeah, it's a channel. It's not included in like the basic cable channel. Like so, Xfinity, DirecTV, any of those, they're not gonna have it in like the low basic package. It's not gonna be in
Mm-hmm.
that. But like that package above that one, or like the package with everything, you'll get that channel then. But you don't get it in the basic package.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of these cats like, yo, like, okay. I love the fact now, and this was something that I think every diehard wrestling fan loves, is now that they are talking about that cross promotion from the commentators. When they talk about AJ Styles, now they can say AJ Styles was a X amount of time champ in TNA and the X division and this, that, and other. Like, because a lot of these performers, a lot of these wrestlers have such a boisterous history
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes gets overlooked because well, they were with them and we can't mention them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't mention TNA, or we can't mention WWE, or we can't mention AEW, or we can't mention New Japan. I love hearing that where they talk about AJ Styles was this,
I think I found out
Moose
you're
is
talking
this.
about. I think you're thinking about Monty Brown.
No, not Monty Brown.
Damn, then who was?
It was
Oh, well,
just
my
like
fault. Go
he
ahead.
was short moves, but he was like big guy, and he did like a shoulder block. That ain't him.
He
But that's
looked
who I thought.
similar
That's
to
what I thought.
he looked similar to Apollo Crews.
Okay, then I don't
Hmm.
know what that is now.
Yeah, he looked similar to Apollo Crews. I remember Monty Brown. I remember Monty
Okay.
Brown, but no, this cat, it was TNA did something, and I remember like, oh shit, it's on. Like, let me see. And I remember it was Jay Briscoe, one of the Briscoe bros was fighting. It was a title match. No, it wasn't on TV. I saw it on IG. It was a title match. And the match was over. The champ, I win, and then all of a sudden somebody come out of nowhere, and then they do take the hood off, and they was like, "Get him!" And I thought that was Moose. It was a black guy that came back.
Okay. Go
And,
ahead, though. I ain't. Yeah. Okay.
but yeah, just either way, I love how they're doing this cross promotion. I love how they're able to show love to other companies now, put the spotlight on different people, cross paths. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's absolutely dope. I love that shit.
It it gives that territory feel too. Like it brings back a little bit of that territory feel that we would hear about from the old school wrestling fans from back in the day, where they
Yeah.
could would mention a AWA or NWA. You know what I mean, on another wrestling promotion.
Yep.
Um. All right, man. Well, outside of that, Ricky Saint, formerly known as Ricky Starks, finally made his NXT debut
Yeah.
yesterday. That was pretty cool. You just talked about it. Moose had the match against Lexus King. Hardy Boys had a match against the No Quarter Catch Crew. Say that 3 times. And they're going to be defending the tag team titles against Fayoxon at Roadblock. Also, Moose is going to put his title up, the X Division title, against the NXT champion over Femi's title. So you got a lot of those matches taking place at NXT's Roadblock. You know, we'll talk about that once it gets here. But you got a whole lot of title for title matches taking place in NXT at their next event. So we got to just keep some eyeballs on that because NXT has definitely been heating up and it's on an incline in the right way.
Yeah. And shout out to NXT too. Shout out to Shawn Michaels because they offered Sexy Red a contract for NXT.
I saw that. What do you think about them offering that? It looks like from what she said, she was going to actually wrestle though. Like I was thinking,
I doubt she getting in the ring. I doubt she get in the ring, but I could see her with with Trick Williams. Who was that other dude with the dreads that Trick Williams and another cat got into it last night. He was like, "Oh, you give me a crash out?"
Javon Evans.
Yeah, Javon Evans, and then Ricky walked up. Yeah, I could see Sexy Red being like a valet with them.
Mm.
I could see a Jada Parker and Nikita Lyons rocking with a Sexy Red. I could. I could.
It would have fit. I definitely think it would have fit. And it put some eyeballs on it, you know, again, that weren't there already. So, you know. All right. Well, when KG comes back, let me see what else happened. I mentioned it. Ricky Saints and Javon Evans. They defeated Wesley and Ethan Page. They had a good match down there yesterday, too. So, man, from there, bro, all we got really is the Elimination Chamber card to make our predictions.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, that's about it, man. I'm trying to see what KG got going on. He got his camera off.
No, it looked like something going on with me. Oh, okay.
There he is. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit the heated round table so we can go ahead and do these Elimination Chamber picks, ladies and gents. Here we go.
Ooh, the round table's getting heated. Heated round table.
All right, so I'm gonna leave the last matches that I mentioned here, the women's elimination chamber match and the men's elimination chamber match. I'm gonna leave those last. So I only have to get out of the way. We kind of touched on it already, but Cody giving The Rock the pause. Cody answering The Rock if he's going to sell his soul or not. So how do you guys see that going?
Nah, he's not doing it.
I don't see it.
No Homelander Cody just yet.
No.
Okay. I don't think so either. I'm kind of I'm looking for some type of swerve here. I did hear Finn Balor was pissed off about The Rock coming and just kind of injecting himself into the main event every year during WrestleMania. Like he took.
I think everybody got an issue with that.
Yeah. Because I was kind of like, what is Rock trying to do here? Like, is he trying to do his own little carnation of evil Vince McMahon, but like evil Rock? Like, you know, like you said, trying to bring back the authority kind of thing. But I don't know. That promo was kind of weird. Like, the crowd was even like, well, how do we respond? But yeah, I'm with everybody here. I don't think Cody sells it. So if anything, this helps to propel the feud, you know, and more of what's to come on this road to WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Trish and Tiffany.
I'm going Nia.
Okay. Now, our boy Blessed and More in the hot take community chat, he said a hot take in the group. He was like, man, he said Trish is going to help Charlotte win the women's heavyweight championship at WrestleMania. So he feels like this is her. She's going to betray Tiffany at this match, pretty much.
I don't think so, only because Trish is in her hometown. They don't really do too much stuff like that, but legends are turning heel in their hometown / I don't think they put the title on Tiffany just to have her drop to Charlotte. If Charlotte was about to tie her dad's record, I can see that. I'm not saying she never will, but I don't think they're gonna I think this is potentially designed to give Tiffany her WrestleMania moment. I could be wrong, but I don't see Tiffany losing the title. But anyway.
What? Just out of curiosity, this would be if Charlotte did win. What title reign would this be? Would this be her? Because I know she's
15th.
like close to it, isn't it?
It'll be
15.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I can see Tiffany dropping it to Charlotte, unfortunately.
I can, but I don't think they will. I think they got to realize it's one of the all just aside about the whole joke, but at the same time with the whole thing with Jade, I don't see them. Like, for example, when they did that with Nikki Cross, okay, yeah, we knew Nikki was gonna drop the title. We know Nikki Cross was gonna be the face of the division. They want Tiffany to be the face of the division. You can tell they do, or one of the faces of the division.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling they just gonna drop it to her. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with Phil on that one. I do see a case of where they could get at to Charlotte at Mania. Would I want that? I don't know. I would think it would be kind of early. You're not giving Tiffany enough time to really cook. But we'll see. We'll see. But for this match, I think I am gonna go with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match.
This is gonna be such a good match, bro.
This should steal the show.
It
Or
better.
has the potential, at least. Yeah.
It better.
KO.
I'm gonna go Sammy. I'm gonna go Sammy.
Both are in need of a W. Well, I think KO's in need of a W more so than Sammy at this point, because Sammy has been winning his matches on Raw. I think the only person he didn't beat was who was it? Was
Drew.
Drew?
Drew, yeah.
So okay. So I'm gonna go with KO for this unsanctioned match. I think it do lead into a Mania match, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. And rumor is that Randy Orton is supposed to make his return at EC Chamber too.
Well, if he does, then I should pick Sammy because he has that. Who left him on the show? Put him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stay with KO, but I'm not feeling comfortable about that. Only because the rumor about Orton coming back.
All right. Women's Elimination Chamber match. So we got Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair versus Bayley versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez.
Bayley and Jade comes back and attacks Bianca. I know that I did all that talk right, but I forgot Bayley was in the match. I tweet. Oh yeah, I think Jade gonna attack Bianca.
Okay, but who you think gonna win? You think
Bayley?
That's what happened? Bayley. Okay. All right, Wiseman.
Bianca.
Out of this lineup, it's kind of hard to not go with either her or Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
But Bayley just main evented last year though, so
Bianca technically got the 2 highest spots 2 years in a row though. She actually main
that's true
evented
too.
though. I'm saying Bayley was in like the second to last match on the card, which was the co-main event too. So I see what you mean, but I don't know. I'm just thinking, how do we get to Bianca and Jade? That's the only reason I'm saying that, because Jade's rumored to come back too. So I mean, I suppose she could attack Naomi's. So I don't know.
And then there's the thing of it being a Raw talent too, because I know Alexa Bliss is on SmackDown. So if it's a Raw talent, then it would have to possibly be maybe Bayley or Roxanne. I don't think they're giving Roxanne that look that soon. Not to say that it has to be.
Not yet.
Not to say it has to be a Raw talent, but screw it. I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair as well.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Bianca, but I'm not only because of the Jade factor. But if I was a bet man, I'd say Bianca. But that's shits and giggles. I say Bayley.
Yeah, I also saw Jade is supposed to return at EC Chamber too. So I'm not 100% sure, but she was one of the other returns that was there.
And
it
also,
was her,
changing my
Randy.
pick to Sammy.
And hopefully, this is what I hope. Hopefully, when Jade come back, it ain't a heel turn. Hopefully, it ain't a matter of she come back and attack Trinity or Bianca. Like, let's just hope. Hey, let's go get Liv and Rox. Like, let's do that. Let's do that. You know.
Unless there's somebody in their back pocket with Liv and Raquel where they could be like, yeah, it was us, but we had some help and enter that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm there with you though. Instead of one of them turning heel, maybe having just those two, maybe Naomi and Jade go after the women tag titles or something like that. Especially if Bianca
Something
wins
like
over.
that. Something like that. Yes. Something like that.
Okay. And lastly, we got the men's elimination chamber match: John Cena versus CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul versus Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins.
CM Punk.
I really don't want to say this.
I feel like this is one of, I feel like this is one of two picks too though. Like, I don't see anybody better than Cena or Punk winning, really.
I gotta go Cena. I gotta go Cena.
Big Mess John. Oh man, this could literally go so many different ways, but the main factors that make the most sense, at least to me, is John Cena or CM Punk at this particular juncture. I know we've been talking about them possibly main event WrestleMania ad nauseum at this point. You know, it's been a constant in our episodes as we've been going up to this road to WrestleMania. But now that we're here, unless they pull a 180 and they have Randy Orton attack John Cena to set up a match between him and John at Mania, I think a case can be made for John to win this. But I'm gonna stick to my guns though, man. I do think CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes is where we head. I want to say John Cena, but just something about that matchup is a possibility for me. I think it's a 1A, 1B thing. Cody versus CM Punk, or CM Punk participating in a triple threat with Roman and Seth. Two former Shield guys. Punk said he created the Shield. Maybe Chris Canyon pops up. Not Chris Canyon. What's my man name? Chris Hero.
Yeah.
He wanted him in there originally.
I'm just leaning the way things are shaking up. I say Cena, bro. I say Cena. It's something weird with that Rock thing. I gotta go Cena.
Unless we get heel Cena. I mean, there's so many possibilities with that, man. But Cena already is in Hollywood. Like, it wouldn't make sense for him to sell his soul. Like, it has to be some type of swerve there. You know what I'm saying?
But who's the best? I think this is more of like you always use the analogy of Rocky. I think this is that. Who's the better babyface? I literally think it's gonna be something weird like that. Who's the better babyface? Do you have what it takes to fill my shoes, kid? Type deal. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. I could be wrong, but that's what I get. That's what I get.
Apollo versus Rocky. Like, that's what Rocky 3 was all about. I want my rematch, but you know, we're not doing it in front of everybody. You know, we're gonna do this in the ring. You know, 1-on-1, nobody else in here with us. I can see that. But I guess part of me too just kind of wants CM Punk to get that spot too. I don't know.
Of course. One
thing for sure,
and he will. He will. Yeah. It just, I don't. The way things are lining up, it's not that time.
Right.
It's not that time.
I get you. All right, y'all. Well, there you have it. You got the hot take picks for the Elimination Chamber that's taking place this Saturday, March 1st. I hope you all enjoy Elimination Chamber. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Short and sweet, to the point. Any other last thoughts, gentlemen, before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm good, bro.
Okay. Hot take at the dark tonight, or
Bro, we'll see, man. I'm tired, bro.
you got the daddy look going tonight,
I'm
man.
tired, bro. And then doing 12-hour shifts, bro. Like, man,
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, people, y'all make sure y'all tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hot Take Wrestling. We are here every Wednesday doing the live stream at 9:30. So if you don't see us on at 9:30 sharp, then give us a little grace, but we on the way for sure, for sure. You can always catch us on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram Live. The audio versions of these episodes come out on Fridays, so you can look forward to those if you're an audio person. And just want to thank y'all, man, for listening as always. And watching, excuse me, not just listening. So with that being said, yeah. We the ones, not the twos. Wise man, you want to give me your intro or your outro, excuse me.
Phil Myers Senior, y'all. Follow me on any and all social media platforms. No Chill with Phil, K Knock, the great one, all the above. I'm tired. I'm not.
He ain't on it tonight. He ain't on it tonight. KG, you want to tell the people your outro before we get up out of here?
Honey mustard on the beat, whore.
Come on, bro. We had a whole episode without Drake slander. Now you want to start this stuff, bro. Come on. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, y'all. You can always follow Hot Take Wrestling at TikTok at Hot Take Wrestling, Instagram at Hot Take Wrestling, Twitter, Wrestling Take, Twitch, Hot Take Wrestling Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at NMGTV. All righty. All right, y'all. We about this thing. It's another episode of Hot Take Wrestling. We will catch y'all next week.
Holla, y'all. Peace.